What if your long-term financial security is dependent on the decisions you make today? Envision yourself in the past and coming to the realization that you could have easily amassed a fortune in the millions. However, you allow reservations, hesitancy, or habitual choices to shut the door. Unlike any other crypto story you've heard this year, this one brings together Shiba Inu lore, mathematics, timing, and the greatest opportunity transfer this market has witnessed. At this particular second, the figures reveal everything. Even long-term cryptocurrency holders are becoming concerned about the rapid depletion of supply. There has been the permanent destruction of more than 2 trillion Shiba Inu tokens in the last week alone. These tokens were removed in a methodical manner as part of the ecosystem's architecture. The engine of scarcity is constantly working to reduce the overall quantity and change the value of each surviving token. You look at the graph. Intransigently, the price remains at 134, with the supply decreasing and institutional money allowed to enter for the first time starting tomorrow. You're staring at the calm before the storm that has made believers millionaires every prior cycle. Maybe there's a minor upward move here or there, but nothing major yet. Take a closer look at those figures. Legitimate investors have been covertly increasing their holdings. Whales are stealing hundreds of millions of tokens every hour according to data from wallets and putting them away for the future. No, this isn't wild guesswork, it's placement during preparation. This is how every big price increase, from Bitcoin's $1,000 to Ethereum's $100, begins before a gate opens and everyone tries to squeeze through at once. The market is patiently waiting for an institutional catalyst, amid quiet accumulation and a contracting float. What has recently changed? As for the 24-hour final, what gives? A word of caution rules. A new crypto policy adjustment will be implemented worldwide tomorrow. Major funds, retirement accounts, and asset managers can now legally purchase Shiba Inus as part of their portfolio allocation models thanks to this occurrence. For a long time, these entities were kept out of the market by the law, but that is about to change. They're getting set to flood the order books all at once with contracts that are prepared to pour in billions of dollars in additional purchasing power. For someone who takes immediate action, what does that imply? Seriously, it's a piece of cake. Buying 10 million tokens currently costs a little more than $100. The price of any scarce trending asset doesn't just rise. It jumps anytime institutional money gets involved. The $100 becomes $1,000 after removing 1 zero. $10,000 with 2 zeros. Keep in mind that these are not implausible dreams. With this amount of supply destruction and legal by pressure behind it, SHIB has destroyed 2 zeros in significantly less time than before. For months, developers and coders within the Shiba Inu ecosystem have been quietly improving everything. The burn rate of Shibra is currently higher than the daily transaction volume of complete mid-sized coins. New decentralized finance, DeFi projects based on the Shiba Inu are cropping up, and with each loan, swap, and liquidity move, they are burning more tokens. With each transaction, NFT platforms generate more SHIB. This deflationary behemoth was formerly only a meme token, created 4 times in the same fashion. As demand roars to life, the landscape is being transformed by whale wallets, which are removing billions of tokens from exchanges and depleting the available supply. Put simply, the purchase option is now available to you. Just wait for the timer to go off before you have to compete with the market at greater prices. Order books that are thinner and far more emotionally volatile. Technical traders have both the charts and the clock in their sights. There aren't many patterns more timeless than this one. As supply fell, the floor of support got tighter and higher, marking the beginning of a lengthy period of sideways consolidation. Every day, the much sought-after golden cross-up bullish pattern, a trading legend in its own right, appeared. As soon as the 50-day moving average crosses over the 200-day, we will see this. The previous occurrence of this resulted in a tripling of the Shiba Inu's weight within 4 weeks. Why is this cycle different, you may ask? For the first time ever, a supply problem caused by burns and widespread bullish enthusiasm coincided with the opening of the regulatory floodgate. Prior to the start of a new market system, the wallets of so many major players have never shifted so rapidly. Most people will do nothing And this is the most important emotional point. Every rally and run that created new billionaires began with the same way. Action from the knowledgeable few and immobility from the many. They will read this nod and say, I'll see what happens tomorrow, but every rally and run follows this pattern. When costs skyrocket, feelings of remorse and a sense of lost potential take center stage. Now is not the time to chase hype, but rather to use fundamental mathematics and recognize patterns in history. How can one become a true crypto winner? They wait for headlines to confirm the move before making a purchase, taking advantage of the largest chance window when skepticism is prevalent. 10 is prevalent. They make a purchase when the burn tracker indicates an 8% monthly decrease in supply and on-chain measures reveal a bruised and decreasing liquidity. With only hours, rather than days, to get in position, they move while institutional capital is still outside the door. Turn off the clamor. The most important thing is that the past 24 hours have provided something unique. The time and mechanics of prices coincide at this uncommon window. The Shiba Inu price dynamics are about to undergo a transformation, possibly permanent, when the doors open tomorrow. Whoa. When institutions realize their scope isn't 2 or 5 times what it needs to be, they sit back, hoard, and let scarcity take over. If you want to gamble $100 on a new way of life, you should do so before the door opens, not after. While some may advise waiting for it to happen, history shows that those who are courageous enough to act beforehand often reap greater rewards. The audience is mathematically astute, so savor this, your final chance. Time is precious. Think about the consequences of inaction. How would it affect your future? What if, instead of reacting after the fact, you were to position yourself at the beginning of a rally driven by actual fundamentals and institutional demand? How would it change your life? If you've ever pondered, why am I unable to ride these market waves? Your answer is this. There is a chance to do so. Nothing is out of whack. At an unprecedented rate, the supply is depleting. An irrevocable shift is occurring in the structure of the market. Bear in mind that when funds with trillions of dollars in assets begin to purchase, they are not purchasing from you, but rather competing with. And when retail finally wakes up to a new record high, the ones who waited will be the ones to celebrate, not the ones who bought during these quiet hours. By tomorrow at this time, the story will be written, and the last 24 hours are at your disposal. Are you planning to join the next great wave of millionaires by owning Shiba Inus? Or will you be counting the zeros that might have been yours and wish you had listened? Take action before time runs out. For after that, this very second might be relegated to the annals of another victor's triumph.